Hey guys, Don here, back again with another coding tutorial. Today we're going to be going over part 2 in our 4-part Firebase iOS tutorial series. And today we'll be looking at how we actually create users and log in users in our database. If you're new, make sure you check out part 1 because I will be coding on top of that existing project. And as always, make sure you smash that subscribe button because I post new videos almost every single day. Without further ado, let's get started. So here I am back in our Firebase example project, and if you guys recall, this is exactly where we left off in the last video. We had just finished integrating Firebase, so we should be good to go in terms of creating new users and logging in existing users. So let's go into our viewcontroller.swift and actually think about for a second what we need in terms of a login and sign up page. Obviously, we need 2 text fields, and these are gonna allow the user to input their email/username and then their password. Then we probably need 2 buttons, one being a sign up button to sign up new users, and then a login button to log in existing users. So let's create those outlets and action functions right now. I'm going to create 2 outlets and call them email text field and password text field. Cool. And then 2 IB action functions, and these are going to represent the buttons being pressed. So at IB action func login pressed, do a quick nice little print statement to make sure it's working. And then same thing for the sign up pressed. Cool. So now that that's done, let's go into our storyboard and actually drag on the objects we're going to need. I'm going to drag on a quick label just so we know that this is the initial screen. Right. And I'm really not going to worry about design for now. I more care about just getting the logic down. You guys are free to revamp or facelift the design any way you want. So that's good. Let's drag on 2 text fields. Add some quick placeholder text so the user knows what's up. Cool. And then we need our 2 buttons. I'm just going to label these real quick. Login, sign up. Awesome. I'm also going to drag on a new view controller, and this is going to represent our home screen. So as soon as the user logs in or signs up, there should be a segue to the home screen. So let's drag on a new view controller real quick and make a quick segue between these 2 view controllers that we can call later on in the code. So control drag from here, boom, show, and then give it an identifier. I'm going to call mine to home. Awesome. And then finally, let's just connect all our objects by right-clicking here. And then we're going to look for login press, drag it there, touch up inside. Same thing with sign up, side, and then email and password. Awesome, guys. So now we should be able to start coding our actual functions. So I'm going to start off with the sign up function. And first thing we need to do is import Firebase up top here, and that will give us access to all the Firebase methods and functions we need. Just import Firebase, and then inside this sign up press method, I'm going to say, well, first let's do a quick check to see if the text fields are empty, right? Because if the text fields are empty, either the email or the password, we know something's wrong and we should throw some sort of error message. So let's do a quick if statement. If email text field dot text is equal to empty, or the password text field dot text is equal to empty, we want to create a alert controller and present that to the user, right? So to do that, we want to say let alert controller equal UI alert controller. We're going to give it a title and just say error message. Please double check your credentials. All right, and then handler is just going to be nil. Then we're going to add a default action. UI alert action. Title is just going to be okay. Our style is going to be cancel, which will just dismiss this alert as soon as the user taps it. And then the handler again is going to be nil. Cool. And now we're just going to add the action to the controller. Add action. Default action. And then finally, we're going to present this. True, completion is going to be nil. Awesome. Let's just build that. No. So we're getting some sort of error. What's it say? Preferred oh, sorry. Looks like I mixed up the parameters. So just change this to preferred style nil. Oh, sorry. Preferred style is going to be dot alert. Let's just build that to make sure we're good to go. Cool. So now that we got that error case out of the way, what happens if the user actually does input valid information? Well, if the user inputs valid information, so I'm going to say else. So else, we're going to say, what do we say? We want to say fire auth, or maybe it's just auth now. We'll try fire auth. They always change these like seems like every week. So auth.create user with email. And we're going to say email text field dot text, and then password is going to be password text field dot text. And then we need completion handler. So we're going to say all right, sorry about that. Looks like we're missing a pod, and that's our problem. So, if you guys remember, if we want to add a new pod, we want to go to our pod file, and we just want to add a new pod right here. So we're gonna say Firebase/auth is what we need. All right, make sure you command save that. Go into terminal. And then instead of pod install, which we used last time, we're gonna say pod update. Let's just do its thing. Perfect. And now we're gonna hope that that gets rid of the error. What do you guys think? What are the odds? Oh my God. Auth. Okay. All right. So are we good now? No. Now we should be good. So you guys, yeah, you know how I said they like to change the syntax like every now and then? It does tend to get annoying, but it is what it is. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, that should work. And now as soon as they signed up, we just need to present to the next view controller, right? So we just can say self.perform segue. And we called ours to home, and the sender is going to be nil. Cool. And we can run this, but it's not going to work. And I'm going to tell you guys why. So we actually need to go back into Firebase and change a couple settings before this code actually works. In particular, let me just go to the project real quick. There's a sample. Cool. So we're going to go to authentication right here. And this is the space where you'll see all your users. We don't have anything right now because obviously we don't have any users. But let's go into sign-in method. And you'll see here that Firebase offers a lot of different sign-in methods. They're all disabled by default. So let's just change this email password one and enable it. All right, and we're gonna save that. Cool, it should turn up green and say enabled. And last thing we need to change is actually in this, it's in the database. And then we want to say start in test mode, which will change these rules, which include read and write, to both true. Keep in mind that this does allow anyone to write to your database, but as long as they don't have the reference, it shouldn't be a problem. And we're just testing things out right now. So that's good to go. And yeah, that should be it. So let's run this real quick and see if it works. Cool. So let's just use my email. Password, it's just gonna be password, and then I'm gonna click sign up. You see you successfully signed up, and we got sent to the next screen. Awesome. To double check that everything worked, we're gonna go back to Firebase now, and we should see myself as a new user. Let's go authentication, and boom. You see my email, my login method, the date I created it, and my unique user UID that Firebase default assigns me. So that's awesome. And the login method is pretty similar, almost identical to the sign up, to be honest. In fact, we can just copy this because, again, we're gonna need to double check that both fields aren't empty. And so this is all going to stay the same. The only thing we really need to change is, instead of say create user, we're going to say sign in. All right. Then you have successfully logged in. Right. And then in our storyboard, I'm just going to add a quick label just so we can better differentiate between the login screen and the home screen. Right. All right, so let's go in. Oh, actually, last thing I want to do, just for fun, let's add in the password text field, secure text entry. Make it seem a little bit more legit. Cool. Let's do a quick test. So if I just click login without filling this in, we get a quick error message. Awesome. And then if I try logging in with password, you should see login pressed. You've successfully logged in, and now I'm back at the home screen. So there you have it, guys. That's logging in and creating new users in Firebase. If you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you like the video and make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in part 3.